For our final From Software game before the release of the highly anticipated Elden Ring, we have Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice. A title which focuses on exploration, stealth and combat, where timing, precision and skill is key as one of the most difficult games ever created, yet at the same time, if you get good, it's one of the most satisfying. Though just like the Soulsborne series which come before, Sekiro is packed with truly intense boss encounters, so here we're going to count down those top 10 bosses from Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice, as some are easily on par or above some of the best boss encounters ever created, and just a heads up, there are spoilers from here on out. We kick this countdown off with Gerbou Masataka Aniwa.
As I breathe, you will not pass the castle gate!
This is our first real boss encounter from Sekiro, and boy wasn't it exciting. A foe on horseback that really makes the most of his huge open arena, screaming his name from the top of his lungs, delivering an introductory boss encounter to the game with a great entrance, awesome weapon of fantastic design, ultimately done right. Most importantly though, this encounter is a lot of fun with everything perfectly balanced, making sure you'll never ever forget the name, Gerbou Masataka Aniwa, at number 10. Next up is the true corrupted monk. With difficulty that increases over the course of 3 intense phases containing original and creative music on a jaw-dropping setting, with environmental advantages against a foe that screeches throughout, with unique abilities and dance-like attacks, overall provides a very enjoyable and exciting encounter. The true corrupted monk is a bout that ultimately surpasses its original ghostly incarnation, which was no easy feat and one to remember, at number 9. Gerbou Masataka Aniwa may have been our first real boss, but Lady Butterfly is Sekiro's first real challenge.
Now then, son of power, shall we dance?
This is the first real encounter demonstrating that experience is everything. Deflections, dodging and attack timing are essential, and to go in blindly will simply get you killed. Lady Butterfly is indeed a difficult and exciting challenge through and through, and over the course of 2 different phases, quickly establishes the weak from those who have got what it takes, as a tremendous early game boss encounter that delivers, at number 8. For our next entry, we look to the folding screen monkeys. A divisive entry to say the least, as it isn't your typical boss encounter, as it employs stealth tactics against 4 primates with unique characteristics. I'm a big fan of variety, and the folding screen monkeys definitely provided something different from the huge location it was all set in. The tactics required to prevail that tested the player's patience and skill, ultimately increasing with intensity towards the very end. Overall, this was an encounter that was most unexpected, as it was a complete different change of pace from other boss encounters, providing a most welcome and enjoyable surprise, at number 7. Next up is what I believe to be the most intimidating boss encounter from Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice, the Guardian Ape. A foe that is ferocious, relentless, hits hard and fights all kinds of dirty to get the upper hand, with endless bursts of agility in his pursuit seemingly out of nowhere. Though the biggest shocker is the surprise resurrection catching most off guard, especially on their first encounter, as a true edge of your seat moment, with the battle not only continuing but turned on its head entirely, no pun intended, feeling as if you were facing an entirely different opponent altogether. From the Guardian Ape's level of intensity, powerful assault, surprise second phase, variety of attacks, abilities and tricks up his sleeve provided an exhilarating contest Sekiro players will never forget. At number 6. Our next boss takes us to about roughly halfway through Sekiro against Konichiro Ashina.
As long as you are alive, the dragon's blood can never be mine.
A battle where you have to learn attack patterns, anticipate every move where an assault approach is key but defense can't be forgotten, creating a contest that really makes you feel like a shinobi. A third and final phase turns things up a notch as well with the Way of Tomo, introducing lightning and a more intense atmosphere, delivering us a contest that was overall extremely well paced, challenging, exciting and most importantly, it felt fair. This is a battle where you really must get good if you want to succeed, and upon doing so has never ever felt so satisfying, placing Konichiro Ashina at number 5. Our next entry goes to the Divine Dragon. The name of the game here is quite simple. Keep moving and lightning is your best friend, and although it wasn't too difficult, it didn't really need to be, as everything from the mechanics and design immersed the player in such a clever way. The music was a touch of beauty, ever increasing with intensity. The environment and atmosphere was gorgeous, and the camera positioning never seemed to fail, despite its colossal task doing games like God of War and Shadow of the Colossus proud. The Divine Dragon felt like an epic set piece, providing a battle full of excitement, fun, and was an absolute pleasure to experience, earning number 4. The Demon of Hatred is up next. This is a contest that got me really excited, yet at the same time is bittersweet from a lore context, as you have to take on the man who's aided you throughout in the Sculptor. An opponent with a look and feel as if it's been ripped straight from Dark Souls or Bloodborne, presenting 3 challenging, diverse and complex phases with an awesome moveset towering above that dishes out some serious wallop. Prevailing against the Demon of Hatred is no easy task, as there's bare minimal room for error in a contest that's essentially a mixed bag of emotions, from accomplishment and sorrow upon victory, as a unique and standout encounter, earning the bronze at number 3. Our penultimate entry takes us to a battle on the Hirata estate against your father Owl in his prime. Timing is everything. Knowing when to attack, dodge or parry is essential. Anticipating every move is paramount in a student vs master duel, delivering what I believe to be the hardest boss encounter I've ever come across, not just from Software, but gaming in its entirety. This 2-phase encounter will test the player's endurance, persistence, dedication and level of skill, determining players as some of the very best in what overall is the ultimate shinobi showdown, with victory providing an indescribable and unmeasurable feeling of satisfaction and reward, going down as one of the toughest and best boss encounters ever conceived, earning the silver at number 2.
Defeated by my own son.
Taking the gold at number 1 is Ishin, the Sword Saint.
Which means Sekiro. I must destroy you.
To top the battle against Owl, your father in his prime is no easy feat, but Ishin accomplishes this by providing an even smaller margin for error with a constant onslaught of attacks and surprises throughout 3 phases, though technically 4 if you include the warm-up against Konichiro on the iconic battlefield from the start of the game that will put everything you've learnt to the test in the ultimate duel. For a boss to have this mechanical design, depth, detail and precision and make it all work at this insane level proves that From Software have outdone themselves yet again by creating the perfect opponent to test one's abilities and to overcome and conquer, produces such well-earned and deserved emotions it's hard to describe. Without a doubt acknowledging Ishin the Sword Saint as our best boss from Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, earning the #1 spot.
Well done, Sekiro. Farewell.
So that brings us to the end of the top 10 bosses from Sekiro Shadows Die Twice, and I hope this list demonstrated, if you haven't experienced or established if you have, how creative, in-depth, challenging and fun this game really is, and is by far the hardest and most rewarding game I've ever played, and hopefully Elden Ring when it releases wows us yet again. But if you're still here, I hope you enjoyed the video. Please remember to like, share and subscribe to the channel, as it always helps me grow, is greatly appreciated, and thank you very much for watching the video. I'll be back with a new video soon. Take care now, Gavinchi out.